Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is the bottom of Naklua 18 and it's the beginning of Wongamat Beach. Now I've done many videos, 2 or 3, where we go to the right and up toward Sanctuary of Truth and the Palm, up that direction. I did one the other day walking from there back down. So this is Wongamat Beach, but we're not going to go to the right today. We're going to go to the left. And we're going to walk all the way down, all the way as far as you can go, right? Which I've never done before, never been that far before with a video. But it's an interesting little walk. Anyway, the story is a good one. I'll put that at the end of the video. It's actually a continuation of a story I did about maybe nearly a year ago. But that's later on. So right now we're going to have a chat about coming here to live. I get lots of emails and I get comments asking about this. Now most of the questions are about retiring in Pattaya, but not all of them. And there are many of you guys who are still under 50 and can't have a retirement visa yet, but you want to come and live here. Now it's possible, but only if you have money. Okay, that's the crucial thing. Either to support yourself while you take, say, an education visa course, say to learn Thai language for a year or two, which you can do if you're younger. Then after that, maybe you can start a business and get a work permit until you get over 50. Or another way is buy an elite visa, which many of you ex-military guys do. I know a few of you who have a military pension, which is excellent, but you're still under 50, so that's another route. But most of the emails I get are from guys who are over 50 who want a normal standard retirement visa, which is really easy to get. But my advice is to use a well-known, trustworthy agent, like the one I use, which is Key Visa, down near Big Sea South. But there are many other also very good agents. Now, if you're considering retiring here in Thailand, then you will have to have a retirement visa. Now, there are two main types of retirement visa. There's an O visa and there's an OA visa. Difference is this: the O visa is issued within Thailand. The OA visa is issued by Thai embassies outside of Thailand. And the crucial difference between these two retirement visas is that the OA, the one issued outside of Thailand by the embassies, they require you to purchase very expensive health insurance. And it must be purchased from a Thai insurance company which is recommended. Now, in my opinion, this is to be avoided. You should be able to choose your own health insurance company. It shouldn't have to be a Thai one. Now, don't get a retirement visa from the Thai embassy in your country, because you don't want an OA retirement visa. Okay? Now, if you want to retire here, just fly into Thailand as a tourist with either a 60-day tourist visa from your local embassy, or get a 30-day exemption stamp in your passport on arrival. Then go directly to an agent and ask them to do the retirement visa for you. That's if you're over 50. Now, some of you guys will say, go to immigration and do it yourself, which in theory you can do. But you would already have to have a Thai bank account, and you'd have to have already deposited in that bank account 800,000 Thai baht, which is 23,000 US dollars, and that needs to have been deposited 3 months before in that new account, 3 months before you even start the application. which does involve getting various information from your country's embassy in Bangkok. It's a hassle. Or you can go directly to an agent, pay them a fee, and they take care of everything, including the 800,000 baht, or $23,000. Now, the first time this agent does your retirement visa for you, it's more expensive the first time, as they have to do 2 visas at the same time. But each subsequent year, it's half of that price normally. So it depends on the agent. They do vary price-wise. But the average first-time fee is around 30,000 baht, which is about 870 or so US dollars. Now, while we're talking prices, if you're under 50 and decide to take an education visa route, then you will need to pay a school for a 1-year course in full to start learning, say, Thai language. Now, this can cost you a similar price to the first-time retirement visa costs. It's not a cheap option. Okay, so you've got your visa sorted out. So what's the next thing? If you've just arrived, then you will be staying in a hotel or something like an Airbnb type thing, yeah? So you need to find somewhere to live full time. Now then, don't jump the gun here. Pattaya has 5 main areas. There's North Pattaya, Wongamat, Naklua, which is where we are now, Central Pattaya, Pratamnak, Jomtien, and East Pattaya, also known as the dark side, because it didn't used to have street lights years ago. That's the reason, in case you're wondering. Now, what I think you should do is book a hotel in each of these 5 areas, right in the middle, for a week, and get out and about and learn and discover what each area has to offer. That will take you 5 weeks, but you will then be able to make a proper informed decision about where you want to live. Only then should you commit to a long-term rental. Yes, I said rental, not purchase. Why? Because if you've only lived in the area for a very short time, rent for a few months first and make sure you like the area and see what the locals get up to in that area. And by that, for example, say you have a nice condo in certain parts of Jomtien Beach Road overlooking the beach. You may not be too happy to see the locals arriving about 6 p.m. every weekend with their cars and their big pickup trucks with huge speakers on them, blasting out Thai pop music until midnight. Now, I've seen it happen, okay? You go any weekend, you'll find it. Or you have a condo with a lovely view of the sea. Until one day, a whole crew of builders arrive on that little banana plantations, that little bit of ground between you and the view, and they start building a 15-story condo block. And then your view becomes a concrete wall. And I've seen that happen to me and a friend. Unfortunately, the friend already had purchased and was stuck with it. I just moved out. So that happens. Another one was a guy I know who bought a condo in low season. And it was near some spare ground. And then a few months later, he found that for the whole 5 months of high season, that spare ground was turned into a music festival area. And the guy had Thai music blasting out Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday evenings. He couldn't even hear his TV. These things happen in Thailand, and there's not a thing you can do about it except move. There's no way to call the police, say they're making a noise. They don't care. Absolutely don't care, okay? It's a lot easier to move when you're renting than it is when you've bought somewhere. So you really don't want to buy until you're absolutely sure. I mean, there are some areas where you will be sure because it's well established and everything else is built up around, so you've no problem. But noise pollution can be a big problem in Thailand. So, if you do decide to purchase a property in Thailand, be very careful where you purchase. For example, if you like a sea view, then only purchase a condo where there's no room to build anything between you and the sea. There are many condos like that. If you hate noise, only buy where you are well away from any area where someone may build a bar or a live music venue or something. A quieter area. Yeah. Now, something else that you need to know about buying property here is that foreigners can only own 49% of any land, which means that you cannot own a house. You will need to split the 51% between a few Thai people. Highly, highly not recommended. So if you want a house, rent long term. Don't even think about buying. I know you can buy using a company, but it's a lot of hassle. And people have been ripped off by certain lawyers and people like that. Not a good idea in my opinion. So you're thinking, if you can only own 49% of a house, then how can you own 100% of a condo? Simple. All condo blocks are divided into Thai or foreign ownership. So, say a condo block has 100 condo units. Then 51 of those units will be available only for Thai people, Thai ownership, 100% Thai ownership. And the remaining 49 out of the 100 will be available for 100% foreign ownership. That's why most foreigners buy condos, not houses. Now, we've discussed visas and prices and how to decide where you want to live and whether you should rent or buy at the beginning, and if you do buy, what to watch out for. But we have not yet discussed company. But that's a whole different ballgame, a whole complicated new subject. So we'll do that in a separate video next month. Now, I also have a story for you, which is actually a continuation of a story I told you about 8 months ago. The original story was only quite short, so I'll tell you that again, so those of you who didn't hear the first one will be up to date on it, and then we'll get into the update, the continuation. Okay? So the story is about one of my hairdresser's customers, a very pretty walking street go-go dancer, who has a middle-aged Australian boyfriend / sponsor who sends her 20,000 baht a month. It's about $600 just to help her out. And she promised him that she only would work for the salary and the drinks money and tips, no bar fines. Which was true because she didn't really want a bar fine. She makes enough money, that's one of the problems these days, without it. Until one day, when a good-looking young American guy walked into her go-go, and they caught each other's eye, and there was instant chemistry. She walked up and sat down beside him, and they had drinks together. She went dancing, and when she came back, the guy had already bought double drinks for her. And they chatted more and more, and then he said, "I want to bar fine you now, long time." I can do that, she thought, because I don't need to call my boyfriend in Australia until about 3 p.m. when he finishes work. Then the American guy said, "I only have 3 days left of my holiday, my vacation, and I want to bar fine you for the whole 3 days." Now that was a bit more problematic for the girl, but she still said yes. But told the American guy that she had to let her friend in, who was staying with her, when she finishes her work at 3 p.m. And she also wants to change her clothes and what have you. So she'll be gone for about 1 hour each day. No problem. So for 3 days, she stayed with the American guy. Then each day she went back to her room, got changed, called her Australian boyfriend, sponsor. Everything's okay. Then she scuttled back to the American guy, to his hotel. That's where the story finished before, but now it continues. So she kept in touch with the American guy because she really liked him so much, and she never asked him to send money. Now the Australian guy continued sending her money as before every month, but she did manage to get him to up the payment from 20,000 baht, which is $600 up to about 30,000. Let me just interrupt the story for a second. This is Emerald Beach Hotel that just happens to be open, so let's walk in. It's particularly nice looking pool area, I think. So let's just have a little walk around and then we'll continue on. But I did like it. I came and looked at this place. I think it's a 4-star or a 5-star, I can't remember. It's next to the Cape Dara, which is a 5-star. It looks nice, doesn't it? What do you think? Emerald Beach, LK. You know LK? You have hundreds of hotels. Well, dozens and dozens anyway. Okay, let's go back to the beach and we'll continue and see where this ends up, this walk, because I'm not absolutely sure where it will end up. So we'll carry on. Where was it up to? Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. So the Australian guy upped his payments to 30,000 baht a month, and the girl only did the odd bar fine now and then when she was in the mood, really. And that continued until last month, when the American guy messaged her and said he was coming to Thailand for 3 weeks and would spend 1 week in Pattaya and wanted her to stay with him for that week. She was over the moon because she really liked the guy. About a week went by, and then she got a call from her Australian boyfriend sponsor saying he's got 3 weeks off work and he's coming to Pattaya. She asked when, and the 3 weeks straddled right in the middle of when the American guy was coming. Crap, she thought. Then an idea came into her head. The white suit temple retreat ploy. Some of you guys will know what I'm talking about, but just in case you don't, let me explain. In Thailand, devout Buddhists and plenty of girls, mostly women, will retreat to spend time living in a temple at times of distress in order to make merit with Buddha. They all wear white suits and they clean the temple and pray and have meditation and everything like that. And they live in dormitories in the temple with other ladies doing the same. There's no TV and phones are banned. And people can stay for a few days or up to even a week or even more until they feel they can face the outside world again. For example, if there's a death in the family, some family members will get together and they'll stay in the temple for 1 or 2 days and mourn together. It's mainly women who do this. Now, why have I told you this piece of cultural information? It'll become clear very soon. Okay, bear with me. So, the day arrived when she met her Australian sponsor at his hotel, and everything was great. They went out each night, drinking and dining and dancing, had a great time together, until the 6th day, when she got a friend of hers to phone her while she was in the hotel with the Australian guy. She screamed down the phone and burst into tears and started wailing and crying. "What the hell?" said the Australian guy. "My grandmama, she died." This performance went on for a while until she said, "I must go home Isan tomorrow morning. Go see my mama and my sisters." "I'll come with you," said the Australian guy. "No, you cannot, because you cannot go stay temple. We go for some days stay temple. You stay here." The next morning, she said goodbye to the Australian guy and said she would call him when she and her mother and her sisters got back from the temple in a few days. She went to her room, packed a case, and got a taxi to the American guy's hotel and waited in the lobby for him to arrive. 1 hour later, an airport taxi pulls up outside and out steps the American guy. So lots of hugs and kisses, and the American guy said to her, "So what you want to do tonight? Where you want to go?" And she said, "Stay in room with you all night. And tomorrow morning we get taxi to Koh Chang for 1 week. Same we say on WhatsApp, yes?" Yes, said the American guy. "I booked a nice hotel in Koh Chang, as you suggested." So, a week later, she arrived back in Pattaya from her week of mourning in the Isan temple into the sympathetic arms of her Australian sponsor. This is Thailand. So where are we going to end up here? Climbing up this lot around here. Where are we going to end up? Wait for it. Good thing the rocks didn't move, actually. They were quite firm. So where are we now? We've come right to the very, very top end of Beach Road. Yeah? Where the Holiday Inn, the Amari, and the Dusit Thani are all here. And that's where Beach Road drops down there and bends round and runs down. Got it? I didn't realise until I made this walk that this was possible. I mean, I have heard people mention it before, but I think they've rebuilt this sort of barrier wall here. I think it might have changed things slightly, making it easier to do. You see, right down in the distance, you see the Pattaya sign. Maybe you can make it out, and maybe you can't on the GoPro. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the story and the information. Please, that information is valuable. Share it with friends, okay? So please have a look at Patreon. We've got lots and lots of uncut Soy 6 videos which you guys seem to really love. And we've got normal videos with no adverts. So, and I've actually got a few. I'm starting to put some stories on there as well, which you may not have heard because they're older stories. So if you're fairly new, you can also have a look there. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share and ring the bell, will you? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Okay, bye.